People might be familiar with the A-10 warplane's distinctive sound. This aircraft has a loud, buzzing burst of machine gun fire from the sky. It has become the American apple pie and a sight for sore eyes in the range of military operations. Indeed, it is the A-10 Thunderbolt, mostly known as the Warthog. This aircraft has obtained quite a reputation for itself since it was put into service by the United States Air Force. The A-10 Thunderbolt, usually known as the Warthog or the Flying Gun, has been in service since the late 1970s. The A-10 was designed to provide close air support, or CAS, to friendly ground troops by attacking armored vehicles, tanks, and other enemy ground forces. Its secondary mission is to direct other aircraft in attacks on the ground targets, a role called forward air controller. Airborne aircraft used primarily in this role are designated OA-10. This aircraft was used extensively during Operation Desert Storm in support of NATO operations in response to the Kosovo crisis, as well as in operations enduring freedom in Afghanistan and Iraq. With the name the Fairchild Republic A-10 Thunderbolt II, it was developed during the Vietnam War when the U.S. Air Force requested for a new warplane to assist in the attack against the enemy ground forces. The problem was that after World War II, the military began to rely on nuclear weapons and aircraft capable of delivering those weapons. Consequently, planes with conventional weaponry fell to the wayside until after the Vietnam War. In 1966, the Air Force requested an aircraft with low-speed maneuverability, lethal firepower, and endurance. The A-10 debuted for the first time in 1972 after modified demands requested the addition of a 30mm gun, as well as additional specifications like speed and takeoff distance, until it was selected for use by the Air Force 5 years after that. Moving on to the next scene, we can take a look at the distinctions of this tank buster. This aircraft has performed various capacities, including withstanding small arms fire, and has earned the distinction as a flying tank. It was completed with a hull built of titanium armor. Known for being able to loiter in the sky above ground targets, the A-10 has long been cherished and revered by ground troops under enemy fire, who appreciate its 30mm cannon firing upon their enemies. Another point to mention is that the windows of the A-10 are wider, providing pilots a larger field of view with which to see and strike targets. The engines of the A-10 are located high so that the aircraft can land in the rough environments such as rugged, dirty, or sandy terrain. The A-10 is powered by the General Electric TF34 GE100 turbofan engines. Specifically, these aerodynamic configurations and engine technology enable the A-10 to fly slower and lower in closer proximity to ground forces and enemy targets. In addition, there have been numerous cases where A-10 engines were shot up and the pilots were unaware until they returned after a mission. To detect targets for the pilot, the A-10 employs lightning and sniper pods equipped with infrared and electro-optical sensors. Pilots flying attack missions in the Warthog communicate with other aircraft and ground forces using radios and data link recognized as Link 16. Pilots can also exchange text messages with other aircraft and across platforms. The cockpit is equipped with the CAS cockpit, or the Common Avionics Architecture System, which incorporates a moving digital map screen displaying essential information such as altitude, elevation, surrounding terrain, and target data. In regard to the armament, the A-10 is fitted with a satisfying and ferociously effective weapon system. It was packed with a full complement of weapons, including GPS-guided Joint Direct Attack munitions. Its arsenal includes GBU-38s, GBU-31s, GBU-54s, AGM-65s, AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles, and rockets, along with illumination flares, jammer pods, and other protective countermeasures. Interestingly, the aircraft can carry 16,000 pounds of mixed ordnance, 8 can fly under the wings, and 3 under the fuselage. Moreover, the most notable armament installed in this flying tank is the 30mm GAU-8 cannon. The iconic sound many people think of when talking about this plane is the result of this weapon. The GAU-8 has a range of nearly 12,000 feet and fires at an astonishing 3,900 rounds per minute. This cannon has such a high velocity that targets never hear the gun fire, even though the gun can put basketball-sized holes in vehicles after a strafe. The A-10 is also equipped with Mk-82 bombs that are dropped directly on top of targets. Lastly, the Warthogs are also fitted with incendiary devices, mine-dropping capabilities, and multiple convention munitions. Talking about the operational history, the A-10 was used in combat for the first time during the Gulf War in 1991. It showed its capacity when it shot down 2 Iraqi helicopters with the GAU-8 cannon. The first of these was shot down by Captain Robert Swain over Kuwait on the 6th of February 1991 for the A-10's first air-to-air victory. Moreover, 4 A-10s were shot down during the war by surface-to-air missiles, and 11 A-10s were hit by anti-artillery rounds. During the 2021 invasion of Afghanistan, A-10s did not take part in the initial stages. For the campaign against the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, A-10 squadrons were deployed to Pakistan and Bagram Air Base, Afghanistan, beginning in March of 2002. These A-10s participated in Operation Anaconda. Afterward, A-10s remained in-country, fighting remnants of the Taliban and Al-Qaeda. In addition, there was a tragedy in which an A-10 was hit by enemy fire over Baghdad. While deployed in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom, Captain Campbell and her flight were flying over downtown Baghdad during a close air support mission on April 7th of 2003. The two-ship formation of A-10s made several passes over the enemy location, employing 30mm bullets and high-explosive rockets. After the rocket passed, the captain was maneuvering off-target when a large explosion happened at the back of the aircraft. After realizing both of her hydraulic systems were impaired, Major Campbell said she had to put the jet into manual reversion as the backup system. She said that manual reversion is a system of cranks and cables that allow the pilot to fly the aircraft under mechanical control. Fortunately, the jet responded and started climbing out and away from Baghdad. Even though the jet had hundreds of small holes in the fuselage and tail section on the right side, as well as a football-sized hole on the right horizontal stabilizer, the captain could stay with the jet and try to land safely. The future of this platform remains subject of debate. In 2007, the USAF expected the A-10 to remain in service until 2028, and possibly later, when it would likely be replaced by the Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II. Further, it is mentioned that the Air Force's 2018 budget plans to fund all 283 A-10 attack planes and estimated that the Warthog would still be in operation into the future. Following Pentagon commander's statement that the A-10 will not be retired until at least 2022, Air Force and Department of Defense officials are now trying to maintain a close air support aircraft for far longer than previously anticipated. Considering the current emerging global threat, it is reasonable that the Air Force would seek to preserve an aircraft such as the A-10. While the aircraft has performed extremely successfully against ISIS targets such as fuel convoys and other events, the A-10 is also a typical plane that can carry and deliver a wide range of arsenal bombs, including larger laser-guided and precision weapons. That's all for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.